Hello. I have a message for the divine masculine that I would like for you to be attuned to. When I speak of the divine masculine, I speak of the balance between feminine and masculine that resides within all of us. I am speaking on the energy of material, action, and transparency. So, with that being said, Spirit, thank you today for bringing us together, for sharing this message for whoever needs to hear this message. Make it loud and clear for all who seek to hear this message, to seek to find this knowledge. Light our pathways, light our neural pathways, and open us up. Spirit, please tell me a story of the beginning, middle, climax, and transformation that the divine masculine needs to hear. Sorry, I just ate lunch. Okay, so beginning, we have Seven of Swords. Okay. Give me a middle, Spirit. Give me a middle. Okay. We've got Six of Swords. And this is the Clay Arcana Tarot deck card. I just got this a couple weeks ago. I love it. It's like, it reminds me of like a storybook. So I always ask it to tell me a story. Okay, so the climax, we have Two of Wands. Cool guy. And then for the transformation, what do we have for the transformation, Spirit? What do we have for the transformation? I hope everybody's doing good today. I'm doing all right. Okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles for the transformation. All right. Let's get some clarifiers. We're going to be using the classic Rider-Waite. Okay, Spirit. Clarify the Seven of Swords for me in this beginning stage of what the divine masculine needs to hear. It seems to me in this particular deck that the character in this story, i.e. the divine masculine, feels defeated by something, carrying a weight. Okay, we have the Three of Swords in reverse. Yeah, defeated by something. Carrying a weight that resides mentally, believing in a wish fulfillment that never came through to be. Right? Okay, we got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, there's some type of wish fulfillment that wasn't as satisfying as they may have pictured it to be. So this could have been something that you have been diligently working on, and the relationships that you have gathered through this experience maybe did not turn out to be the way that you expected it to be. So in this beginning stage, It seems as if you are carrying some weight of resistance. Just because you feel as if, you know, these emotions, these things, the way we feel, how we express ourselves was not well received. So there is some form of light within us, within the divine masculine, that isn't allowing for ourselves to be as fully receptive, maybe due to I'm hearing a punch in the gut, so maybe just what you expected from whatever outcome, whatever situation that you have been going through, it just felt like a punch in the gut. It felt like things weren't really showing up in the way that you may have projected it to. The Queen of Pentacles to me just reminds me of wealth through internal abundance, like that sovereignty of knowing that I'm able to create through abundance. It being in the reverse in this instance, with the Seven of Swords and with the Three of Swords in reverse, it just reminds me of maybe idealizing some sort of relationship, some sort of connection, some sort of partnership, and realizing through a harsh truth that it was not what you expected it to be. It was a punch in the gut. With the Six of Swords for the middle energy, we have you walking away. And when I speak of the divine masculine, I speak of the energy of, like I said, action and doing. So this is for everybody. Anybody who is resonating and aligning with the divine masculine at this current moment in time, this message is for you. It's not for man, not for, masculine presenting folks. It's for anybody who represents themselves as masculine. It's for anybody who is in a masculine energy. So maybe they're calling in something that they're wanting to see into fruition. Like I said, we all carry that energy of masculinity and femininity within us. That masculine aspect is about, like I said, transparency and showcasing who you are. So your ego, your material wealth, your belief system, how you view the world. That's all in the masculine. So yeah, the Six of Swords and the middle energy. Let's get clarification for that. So yeah, so for right now, you could be in, you could be experiencing okay, we have Temperance for Six of Swords. We have the Temperance card. Is there another card that you want? Okay. Right. We have the Moon. Okay. So with the Temperance and the Moon and the Six of Swords for the middle energy, we talk about moving forward with a sense of direction, a sense of camaraderie within ourselves, knowing that whatever situation that we were in this beginning energy, we tried our hardest. We tried our damnedest. You get what I'm saying? We did what we felt was necessary. We did what we thought we needed to do. Maybe a lot of that with the Seven of Swords in this beginning energy was from a mindset of survival. And so the relationships that maybe we have curated came from a place of manufacturing rather than from the heart space. And so recognizing that truth felt like a punch in the gut. We're in this energy now where we are currently walking away from the ideals that kind of suppressed us from accessing that heart space. And with these two cards right here in particular, it just looks like with this balance, right? With this balance of understanding that more of the heart space is required. And yes, we have to survive as human beings. Yes, we have to figure out how to live and sustain ourselves, but also to hold space for the balance of knowing when to let things go, knowing when things aren't serving us. And so this temperance, it looks like this revelation is moving towards this ability to intuit. So this looks like this, right? And I'm not sure if it is, but it's got the same winding road and this, shiny thing in the sky, right? Same energy to me in this particular reading. So with this Six of Swords, it talks about you moving forward in a place of clarity rather than regarding that punch in the gut as a form of betrayal, and more so as an energy of, okay, well, that was that. That didn't work out. Let's keep it pushing, right? So yeah, I think the middle energy is a very beautiful energy. It talks about you just knowing that maybe the situation that you had just gotten out of wasn't right for you. Let's say you were in a relationship romantically with somebody. You had these ideals manifested through your ego about, what the relationship was going to, like how that was going to show up for you, how that was going to play out. And you realize that through going through this dream relationship, maybe, or this ideal of a dream relationship, you realize, damn, this might not really be what I want. Oops. And it might not have come in a way of you just being like, hey, I'm on the phone with you, let's dead this shit, right? It could have been maybe they have ended it, or you could have just come to that realization of just being like, damn, that hurts. That hurts. I thought I was doing something for the benefit of myself and others involved, but I was really involving my ego in this situation, and it led me to another person that didn't really have the best intentions for me. Not saying that they were out to get you, but just, even in a person's strongest attempts, they could not be the right person for you. They could not have the best intentions for you just based off of y'all not being compatible. It has nothing to do with some egregious act of them just, horrifically betraying you. It could just be they don't speak your language. You get what I'm saying? And so in this situation, you, the divine masculine, was just like, okay, let's pivot, right? So we pivot. And the temperance for me in this particular reading, so we got two major arcana for this Six of Swords middle passage energy. It screams to me at this very moment. Just work on the back end. So you've been putting in this work. You've been putting in this energy of just like, okay, there needs to be some sort of different approach when it comes to what I'm trying to build and how that looks and what I truly see for myself. And knowing that that comes with ease and nuance, right? So it just reminds me of just, you know, not someone new to this, but becoming true to this, right? So we got Two of Wands for the climax energy. Can I get some clarification for that, please? Let me get some clarification. Okay, we got the Queen of Swords. Real right energy. Okay. Real right. Okay, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. I'm not mad at that. So, in this card for the Two of Wands, it just gives me wielder, like a wielder, good at wielding something, good at carrying two truths very staunchly. And I think it's clarification with the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, just of that ability of being able to carry out. So this is moving forward from the Six of Swords, just saying, yeah, whatever endeavor, I did not mean to rhyme that. Whatever endeavor that I choose to pursue later on, I know with full certainty, that this will be the one, right? This will be that one. And it doesn't necessarily have to be relationship. Romantically, it could be family. You finding family. It could be you building partnership. Just being certain about, okay, at least I know personally what it is that I desire and how to move with the heart space. So like these cards is straight action cards, straight get to the business, right? We getting straight to the business. We getting straight to business, okay? You could be meeting somebody who is receptive to that straight to business outlook that you have on life, willing to meet you in the heart space where you are with the work that you've done. This is not coming from a place of rushing back into something. This is coming from a place of certainty, sovereignty, balance, and unequivocal aspects of self. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Big words. That's what I heard. And I think that's a beautiful card to have in the climax position. Just very certain energy, and they're all looking the same way. Like there's no hesitation. They're not looking down. They're looking straight up in the same direction. They know exactly where they're going. They know exactly how to get there. And it's at this point, don't mind me, y'all. But it's at this point where it's just like, yeah, whatever choices that I choose to make at this point in time will be from complete certainty of self, um, knowledge, mastery of self. I think right now what the divine masculine needs to hear is, honestly, don't be afraid of really reaching into those depths of self as you continue to come out of the energy of the Seven of Swords, of the Three of Swords in reverse, of the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. As you continue to come out of this energy, move towards this Six of Swords where you're able to let go. You have to remember that seeking through the heart space is going to strip you of your ego. It's going to strip you of what you believe, how you believed it to be true, and what it will look like going forward. It's going to rub you raw, okay? It's not going to allow you to move in an energy of just say and go, right? It's making you really sit down and dig deep and create a well-maintained ecosystem of the inner journey. And this letting go, knowing that, guess what? We still gonna evolve. We still moving forward. We not, as long as we're alive, we're constantly changing. And to ignore those aspects of self because of ideals that you had will continue to feel like punches in the gut. So as you move forward, please remind yourself that depth is not something that you should feel ashamed of. We all have depth. We all have nuance. We all have darkness. We all have light. We all show signs of transparency. We all show signs of opaqueness. And this is a part of the human experience. And the more you allow for yourself to seek that depth, the more you allow for yourself to trust in your intuition, to listen to your gut, to listen to your heart space, the more you allow for that to happen, the more certain you will become. The more big dog you gonna get, right? This is not no little baby energy. If we're talking about the divine masculine, it's all about do. It's all about say, do, go, see, right? It's all about the senses. It's all about, taste, touch, hear, smell, feel. And that comes with depth. You don't get by in this life without expressing. You don't get by in this life without attempting to exist. So as you attempt to exist, give yourself the space and the sovereignty to be all that you are. Because the moment that you forget that, the moment you let go of the understanding that your existence is fulfillment within itself, you then go straight back to the Seven of Swords energy, where you are constantly feeling punched in the gut by manufactured ideals that aren't really yours to hold on to or to keep. So let's get into the transformation energy. We have the Seven of Pentacles with the transformation energy. Let us see what we have for the transformation. Oops. Okay. That be just flew out. We got the Queen of Wands. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's have another card with the Queen of Wands. Interesting. We got Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands. Interesting. And we have the Strength card. So with this transformation, we have the Seven of Pentacles. It's a very interesting card. When I think of the Seven of Pentacles, I think of working with what you have. Not working so tirelessly. I know the Seven of Pentacles talks about working tirelessly. But I think in this particular deck, the boy is looking at whatever he has right now as, okay, this is what I have. I think this deck is a very simple, straight to the point deck. I like it. But yeah, I think this little boy is just saying, okay, this is what I have. This is what I'm working with, right? We got the Queen of Wands in reverse, and we got the Strength card. So with these cards, pushing yourself to do nothing. That's the transformation that I got. So, wait. That's the energy for a transformation position that I got. Positioning yourself to do nothing. Working with what you have, not really trying to entice yourself to grab for more. Let's not be greedy, y'all. Okay? Let's not be greedy. Okay? Because the divine masculine in its upside down energy can talk a lot about greed, can talk a lot about selfishness. Let's not be greedy. Let's not be greedy, right? Let's not, because then we become right back in the position where we are getting punched in the gut constantly. When we allow for ourselves to hold on to what already exists, like I said, like I motherfucking said, if we allow for ourselves to recognize that we are fulfilled beings, right, within our own human experience, humanity, the human experience is fulfillment in itself. There is no emptiness to speak of. We're not, we're not worthless. Literally, we're not worthless. We're not just things that you can cast aside. We're not things. We are alive. We are well-intentioned, well-created lights that are having an experience, very human-like. And in this position where we talk of transformation, this talks about not really wanting for more, holding your power within your ability to exist as is. The Queen of Wands is a very she the number one go-getter, all the queens, right? But it is within an energy of receptivity. I think it's very interesting, speaking of the divine masculine and all these queen archetypes showing up. I think it's very interesting. But we got all the ones that is like real go-getter energy. We don't have the Queen of Cups. We got the Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, and Queen of Pentacles. So I think that's very interesting. I think all of these queen archetypes in their own right delve into a particular version of masculinity or divine masculinity that a lot of people overlook. This is all very doer energy, but it's coming from a place of ease. It's coming from a place of certainty, knowing that my existence is an entirety within itself. And so I don't have to work hard if I don't want to, but I want to, right? So yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think in this transformation position, it literally just talks about wanting to, or knowing to just exist, knowing that you can just exist, and that is a fulfillment within itself. That is an act of the divine masculine within itself existing. Um and with, yeah, and just previously speaking about the climax energy, about this journey, this very certain journey. It leads to a place of you resting in an innate understanding that I ain't gotta do nothing else. Not if I don't want to. I can just exist. The work that I've done, let's see what I'm working with, right? Let's see what I'm working with. Let's see how well adjusted I am to this new understanding of life, this new depth that I have created for myself through stone and sword. I don't know. Was it forged through right. Right. But yeah, just this work that I've done that allows for me to really just be in a system of strength, a system of being, a system of existence, and wielding that purely with the intention to continue to be, not allowing for others to really shake that up. This is very unshakable energy. We got a lot of wands, a lot of pentacles, a lot of queen energy, yeah, a lot of swords. This is very certain energy. This is a very, very certain reading of just like, wait, like Beyonce on the DS. Wait, 2 + 2 is 4. Literally, like it speaks of freedom through depth, a new understanding of the divine masculine, of just what truly are we supposed to be doing here? What are we truly supposed to be doing here? What we doing here right now, right? Right now we are just existing. Right now we have done that internal work to learn how to just exist, to not have to be so adamant about just grabbing and taking more and feeling like we have to do more in order to meet some status quo or meet some social acceptance in some aspect of life. Honestly, I would suggest getting off social media. I haven't been on social media in like half a year. I've been enjoying myself. I've been taking walks out in nature. You get what I'm saying? If you need to go to therapy, go to therapy. I will always suggest that. If you need some sort of spiritual help, get some spiritual help. You get what I'm saying? Like if you want to do some road opening spells, or you want to do some clearing of energies. You get what I'm saying? Some curse breakers, some generational curse breakers. I would suggest doing that, getting that done. At this moment in time, the divine masculine needs a lot of help in terms of breaking beyond the barriers that they have kind of pigeonholed themselves in. With the divine masculine, the energy right now talks about hitting a wall, and continuing to hit that wall, and it feeling like a punch in the gut to your existence, making you feel worthless, making you feel ill, making your tummy hurt, maybe having stomach issues, who knows? You know what I'm saying? I'm having stomach issues. I have the bubble guts. I'm not ashamed to say that, right? But yeah, we're currently all collectively moving in an energy that is asking and calling for us to create some certainties, not about what we expect to be the truth, but what is our truth? How do we live within that truth? How do we create balance within that truth? How do we move forward with certainty within that truth? And how do we hold strong to that truth without feeling like there has to be more to it? Some things can just be very simple. Some things can just make sense to you. You don't have to figure out how to explain it to other people. You don't have to figure out how to explain it further in depth to yourself unless you want to. But you don't really got to explain that shit. That's what this transformation energy speaks of. You don't have to showcase it. You don't have to try to explain it. You don't have to try and make it sound right to whoever you think is scrutinizing whatever the fuck you got going on. 9 times out of 10, somebody scrutinizing what you got going on is because they see some type of merit in whatever actions that you got going on. That, I'm not saying that for everybody, but in this particular energy, if you are resonating with this energy, yeah, there is some type of merit in whatever experience that you're trying to reveal for yourself, that you're trying to call in for yourself. And if you in the past have dealt with, especially, yeah, if you were in this energy where you felt a punch in the gut from whatever relationship that you have been dealing with or you have just currently gotten out of, then yeah, that scrutiny is part of that energy of feeling punched in the gut. And it comes from other people's insecurities. It comes from other people's doubts about themselves, about their journey, about their own depths, about their ability to intuit properly, about their feelings of worthlessness, about their misunderstandings about what it means to be a human being, about their misunderstandings about what being fulfilled means. So yeah, like we got to figure this shit out, y'all. We gotta figure this shit out. We gotta break that glass. We gotta break that barrier, and move forward in a way that allows for our intuition and for our ability to be transparent about what it is that we want to see, hear, smell, feel. You know, take the lead and not have it be dictated by an ideal that wasn't really ours in the first place. So let's get a I Spy Oracle card. Yeah, let's get an I Spy Oracle card. We're gonna take one off the top. You're gonna take one off the top. Alright. Okay. We got Aries energy. Man, fuck, bruh. Fuck. Shout out to the Aries. Shout out to the Aries. Me personally, I'm an Aries sun and moon. So it's just pure Aries energy at this bitch. I don't play, okay? When it comes to what I believe in and what I say I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do it, I don't play, right? But I'm also very deeply involved in guided in the essence of divine femininity, right? Very much goddess energy, okay? And with my own journey, I had to figure out how to think and do at the same time. I had to figure out this energy on my own. I was not raised in a family where balance was something that was natural. I was not raised in a family where I was capable of just being able to figure it out by my lonesome without, that certain scrutiny that felt like a punch in the gut, right? I was raised in a family of public servants. On my father's side, I had a family full of politicians. My dad is currently a politician. Um, yeah, and then on my mom's side, we had that ability to kind of like not be so much in the public eye, but I had a really big family. So we dealt with a lot of like gossip, a lot of chitter chatter, a lot of involvement, a lot of unnecessary involvement. Like we're very close with the other branches of the family. My great grandma, she had 13 kids. I know. Um, and so yeah, like we're all very close knit, and so we always in each other business. So we can't never really just figure some shit out on our own and just be like, let me just figure this shit out on my own. No, yo, damn grandma, auntie, uncle, cousin, second cousin gotta hear that shit. So I'm just saying this to say it's possible. You can have this go getter energy and be in the energy of receptivity. You can feel through your experience and your emotions and not feel so bogged down by this invisible wall that continues to kind of beat you up, right? Aries energy very much talks about um pioneering, transforming the state of mind through imagination and play and childhood and remembrance. um Aries talks a lot about breaking those barriers of uh self, but also Aries is very much so one of those energies that um shoots for the stars and falls on the ground, right? I think a lot of that, in my personal opinion, comes from, like I said, the idea of trying to maintain a status quo rather than trusting your flow of self. And it took me a long time, like, if you know any Aries, right? If you know any Aries, you know their whole system. They get a good idea, they start executing that idea. They burn out and they disappear. And they do it again. And then they do it again. you know? Like, I don't know how many times I've been started and stopped and restarted and stopped. You get what I'm saying? It was not a and it was not a linear experience. But it um through this understanding of self, through this trial and error, it helped me figure out my own pacing. It helped me figure out my own threshold. It helped me figure out my own boundaries. It helped me break past a ceiling of um, worthlessness. It helped me break past a ceiling of status quo, thinking that, there is some sort of way of, ooh, burping. It could be confirmation, but I just had Chick-fil-A. But it could be, yeah, just letting go of that idea of just feeling like you need to, be in some sort of position, right? Whether that's relationship wise, whether that's career wise, whether that's um location wise, whether that's friendship wise, who knows? You get what I'm saying? It's so many expectations that nobody and everybody seems to have all at the same time, right? And Aries energy kind of depicts that version of the ego that kind of, when in its light, in its pure light, it represents childhood, it represents imagination, it represents new ideas, creativity, but in its shadows, it represents the inability to maintain, right? And so, with this current energy, it's very important for us to remember that maintaining a sense of depth, maintaining a sense of intuition, maintaining a sense of clarity, it's not something that we should fight so hard against. It doesn't have to be hard. It's very simple. Whatever you feel is how you feel. You get what I'm saying? And it's not so much so forgetting ourselves in the midst of how we feel, but just observing how we feel, observing what we do and how we do it, and while also simultaneously understanding the notion that we are already fulfilled, whole, creative, pure beings, right? So let's read what Aries has to say. Okay, so we have a trip to Mars, a baby, 2 rams, a diamond, pan, period. A sword, cherries, flowers, Cernunos, Celtic horn goat, a man on a bike. Cool. I like Celtic mythology. You might want to look into Celtic mythology. I don't know, there might be some story about the divine masculine in that. Courageous, passionate, enthusiastic, assertive, cardinal fire, spring, renewed growth and energy, the head and face, red confrontation, first house. If you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be? This card is not only about independence and how you see yourself, but also about what you can do to change your narrative if you want to. What I just say? Break the mold, right? Crush through that ceiling, break the threshold. Figure out what it is that you want, how you express yourself, how you want to be. Come on now, right? What actions can you take to achieve your goals? This energy is one of movement and getting things done, but be mindful not to be too hasty. Reflect before making fast decisions. What I say? Damn, I be spitting. This yellow light tells you to slow down and consider your options. Do some self-reflection and think about the role you're personally playing in your current situation, as well as what you can do to change it in a well-paced manner. Yo, I don't gotta say nothing else. I literally just said that. That's what this whole reading was about. So if you need to get some more clarity, rewatch the reading. Thank you. If you would like to get a reading from me, I will link my email down in the description box below. Email me. I will send you my pricings, and we can get it popping after that. But thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope that all goes well for you. I hope that you break through that threshold. I hope you figure out your depths, and I hope you do it in a well balanced, maintained pace. And if you need to go get some help to go do that, go get some help to go do that. Thank you. Love you. Bye.